people. Okay, so I think we're good. So Mika, over to you. Do have a lovely session. See you at the end of the class.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Um, okay. Trust we're all good, and that we had a lovely weekend. So today would be looking at something very interactive, something like we have been, but a little bit this time. Um, we should try to build something and also have a retrospect towards what we've learned before and what is there to learn. Well, I'll start by sharing my screen, obviously. And so, yeah. Okay, good. Share this window. Yes. Okay, I think it's coming up. Yep, yep, yep. And we're here. So, yes. So far, I don't know if there's any new person joining us today. My name is Emeka Emmanuel Ziri. I'm skipping the introduction because, well, I just really want to dive straight into business. And yeah, so over the past 3 weeks, we've been trying to transition into tech. And my job thus far has been me trying to uh, help you like the field, the business, the idea, what we can do. I hope I've been doing a good job in it. But basically, it's been 3 weeks, and there've been faces that have been consistent in it. And trust me, such consistency is what make most developers or most people into tech um, faster than some. And I mean that with no scrutiny. You see, the tech world is more about solving problems. And most of the times when we reason what problems are we solving, it's it's not just an illusion. It's not just, oh, there is a problem. It has to be a problem that demands a solution. In my journey towards coding, before the rise of AI and ML, that's artificial intelligence and machine learning, I used to sleep on problems for 1 week. It was that terrible because it was two things. If you search your problem on Google and you can't find it, you cooked. I still remember having conversations with people like Brenda and Encode, which was kind of like my mentors then. They were really good pioneers in the tech industry, and especially guys who contributed to AI and ML impact. And also Collins, which was also like a full-time open source contributor and developer of WordPress plugins and themes. Nigerians, all these guys that built marvelous softwares used by schools and institutions. Like one time, um, Cambridge University was using Collins software, and this was probably like 7 years ago. It was a WordPress plugin. So, well, the idea I'm sharing is it's more about problem solving, and at most times when there is a lot of information and context, a lot to do, a lot of business logic, most especially business logic. Only consistency drives us through towards solving that problem, and also knowing the right question to ask and who to ask, what to trust, assessing risk factors, and knowing what problem to solve. But most importantly, I'd also build upon ethical consideration. You see, while there's there a lot of ways to solve problems, like in tech, ethical consideration is something that should always be at forefront. It's a persona. It's kind of like I'll call it a developer's accent, a first line of action. Um, even you in the tech world, you're a system administrator, you're cybersecurity specialist, like we've spoken previous sessions of this meetup. Ethical consideration is kind of like should be our forefront because and what I mean by ethical consideration is when you're solving a problem, there are fast ways to adopt, and there are also, you know, other ways to adopt solving the problem. It's, in terms of like the use of people's data, what do you consider the use of information in building or in developing your application? This might sound generic, but I still would like to say because at some point we might come back to it, not in this video perhaps, but in our day-to-day life. And as a tech savvy, just to say. So yeah, ethical consideration, consistency is the two keywords I wanted to say. Um, yeah, there is no finite way to solving a problem, is there? Sometimes A might have a way to solve a problem in B, and it's more common in the tech world where perhaps Udoka might have a different way to solve a problem, as well as Sawali and myself. But the idea is it all comes down to a point. We're solving a problem, right? And with each problem solved, and the idea of the tech world, especially when we're making a real impact, is one problem solved. Well, so basically, um, it was this is just in place of my introduction. I really felt the need to encourage us and to give up a thumbs up for those of us who's been here for about 3 weeks. Um, Literally, my hair has grown this this long since we started the 3 weeks program. Yes, and I hope we all enjoying the program as well. So, week one, we did introduction to tech and career paths. We also did understanding tech roles and planning a transition. We talked about the various roles there was in the tech industry. We talk about the technical part and the non-technical part of tech in quotes. And by the non-technical part, I mean, well, you don't do a lot of in terms of coding, you don't do a lot of design or whatever. You only use tech in your day-to-day business. So we talk about how businesses could also incorporate tech into their um, workflow. We talk about the ed tech. You know, if you're into education, starting an ed tech. We also talk about fashion. You know, building an e-commerce website for your businesses as well. We talked about different roles. We talked about the senior, middle, and junior developer. We talked about a team lead. We talked about what they do. And we didn't only just talk about developers alone. We talked about other fields like project design, project manager, product designer, front end design, and back front end development as well. We did talk about people in the administrative service like customer success managers and officers and all of those bits. Well, I think we pretty much what we talked about in the week one was understanding the roles. So in week two, we did talking to AI, which was also an idea of understanding how most LMMs work. By LMMs, I mean large language models. So large language models are like ChatGPT, Cursor, Perplexity, and all of those things, just to offer a refresh. Now, for week two, it I also try to generalize, most especially because I always remember that not everyone in this call might want to be a software developer like myself. But again, my goal is to help you or to entice you with coming into the tech world as as soon as you can, right? So when I talked about the week two, we did talk about general use case, the prompt, how to rephrase your prompt, understanding what AI wants. We talked about context. We talked about context Boston. We talked about perplexity and Bostonness, which to me are premium information and knowledge because understanding how LMMs work from my own perspective as an AI and ML researcher helped me really use them well and in a whole lot of ways. Apart from being a co-developer in my um, in my line of work, it also helped me so much in research, in performing automated tasks, and the rest. So it was more of demystifying that AI and ML isn't taking jobs away. It's only going to make work job much more easier, unless you understand how to use it and how to control it. So we get a lot of conversations where people feel, some developers feel, oh, I'm not going to use AI or ML because it's gonna mess up my code base. Well, that's the reason why we have Git and yeah, well, what I mean Git is version control, where and not to go deep into the technical side. Some say it's going to expose or it's going to train our company data um, to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to use the information. Well, um, it's either we use GPT or we're not, right? So if we say we don't want to, well, we won't. If we want to, we could also consider what is called federated learning, where companies can have in-house AI or ML models that does not send their personal information outside there. Also, I believe it's also based on control. Some companies are also obfuscating or enacting personal informations they feed into LMMs as well. And so if because one of the consideration towards the adaptation of AI and ML, especially in high stake industries like banks and um, hospitals, and that's healthcare in general, finance, laws, is the fear of them compromising information um, as well. So we could also enact information. Say for example, we're training a model or we're trying to feed this information into an LMM. We could, instead of using the actual name, we could just use an alias, John Doe, for example, or John Doe. Yeah, John Doe is the popular one. And yes, so one way or the other, it's the control, I think. If we don't want to control it, we could also employ federated learning. And yes, if you are AI researcher in a high stake or AI developer in a high stake industry, trust me, the pay is really, really awesome. We're looking at 90K in either dollars or pounds. If you're a beginner, you're looking at no less than 45K for in either dollars or pounds, and it's a lot. Now, the difference between AI and ML is what I think we should also consider. So, would you say you're an ML researcher or developer, or AI researcher or developer? And how can you say you're one? Just to rephrase on week two, we're still in the week two. All right, still on the week two bullet point, which is talking to AI. Now, you could call yourself an AI developer when you were able to solve a real world problem using artificial intelligence, mostly to predict, mostly to predict. The idea of ChatGPT is an LMM. So when we come back to LMMs, is the combination of different artificial intelligence models into one. So if you remember some pattern week two, I said things like ChatGPT and some AI models, they don't think, they only analyze and predict. So under the hood, most AI models really predict. So we have something else called the responsible AI, and also natural language processing models that actually converts all of those predictions, articulations, summaries, or analysis the AI has made into things that you would understand as a text. So if you were AI developer, you wouldn't probably be working with GPT. You'll be working with data, extracting the data and making predictions out of the data. In terms of after finalizing your model, you'll be saying, oh, for example, let's say a hospital employs you as an AI developer to check most of their patients' most recent health issues and what has been the rise for diabetes or maybe hypertension or whatever illness most of the patients is be having over the past few years and make some predictions about how many patients they will have in the next 1 or 2 years based on the previous data accumulated. So you make that predictions and you do the data analysis, write your email AI code, and then it makes the prediction for them. Well, I could go into more technical bits, and trust me, when I speak about AI and ML, I tend to say so much, and I'll just put a full stop on that because I've spent so much time on it, not to get boring. But that's what takes you to be an AI developer, because really it's different. With the AI developer, you're not working with Chat GPT, not Cursor. You literally building something that could be integrated into Chat GPT and all of those other elements. So what makes you an ML developer, machine learning developer? It's going to be a combination of academic research, academic knowledge, most especially mathematical functions to solve science and research, and also mathematical functions to solve real world problems. So for we that did engineering and some people that did pure and applied mathematics, you'd see that the geometry we did in school, where we were looking for the sine, cosine, and tan, cos, cosh, where we're also looking at the perpendicular distance between two objects, weren't a waste. Especially the integration and calculus, it's not waste because they come into play most especially in the machine learning field and world. So I was doing a research one time for forensic data analysis, and I come in contact with a special formula I had worked with sometimes in my bachelor's, and it was the Euclidean distance formula. The Euclidean distance formula is a formula used to calculate the difference between two objects in a space. And what the formula does is it separates like pairs far away from each other and join unlike pairs far away from each other and join like pairs together. Now, for forensic data science, it was a very key important implementation. And well, the point I'm making is if I didn't have the background for mathematics or engineering, it would have been so difficult for me to have that machine learning program implemented. So why the machine learning program works in terms of and context of the back end of things, the business logic. Machine learning doesn't translate to humans, the output. It's just like, oh, we have the formula to do this. You put the variables, we get x is equals to 2, y is equals to 3. We did that so much in school. There were so many reasons to find x. There was so little reasons to find x and y. It's just given the formula x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 3. Why? Especially in quadratic equations and all of those logs, they didn't tell us what we needed that X is equals to Y is equals to Y1, especially in permutation and combinations, right? But the idea is ML, in the other hand, uses that formula, but just like we did in school, where the solution ends in X is equals to 2 and Y is equals to 2, it stops there. And so for we to make good predictions and analysis, we then put in AI. So that's why we have the AI and ML. ML, the formula, make it work, make it a proven concept based on research, based on formulas, based on Isaac Newton, as said this in his first law of thermodynamics or whatever. Well, I know Isaac Newton um, perhaps didn't do the first laws very well, I could say. But anyways, the idea there is based on we already have the school of thought and concepts based on the fact that gravitation and constant, well, is not changing and wouldn't change. We've got the ML and AI integration. So if you want to be an AI or ML developer, you're welcome. And there's also a different learning curve for that. And yes, so it's more of an idea of knowing where and how it fits, and also being encouraged as well. If you're already in the engineering field, you have more upper hand. And if you're not, well, you could still do something with AI, because to me, AI development is more about data analysis, how you understand and process data, and how you derive the outcome you want. And I'll stop there in AI and ML before I use the next 20 minutes speaking about it. So week 3 today, it's more of a hands-on challenge. So like I said, in week 1 and week 2, I tried to generalize towards the idea of there could be people in other field, who would probably want to have an idea of how things work. And since this session is probably just 2 hours, well, I can't go on teaching the basics of programming or cybersecurity or system administrator. I think it's for most of it, it's the reason why Ogawale is organizing a continuation class. But still yet, my job here is to entice you with tech for free. Can you imagine? Well, it's to make you like it and want to join. There's so much space for us all. But it wouldn't go without me saying the hurdles. For example, I've shared my honest experience getting into tech in week 1. I've also explained the interactions I had with some mentors that fostered and contributed to knowledge learned, which I said it was very important for everyone to also have a mentor or, join a mentorship program. And also the mistakes of tutorial loops. If you remember in week 1, we talked about tutorial loops and how at this stage we need more pace. We need to learn more quickly. There are tools out there. Yes, and we should utilize it. There's no shaming. There's no saying don't use ChatGPT in schools or in academic research or in creating this or that anymore. You're welcome to use, but just use responsibly. At least it's what the news of today is all about. People used to be scared that AI was going to take jobs, but now we realize it's not taking anyone's job. It's only facilitating them, right? So yeah. So basically, that's that. Once again, apologies if I cannot touch all specialty, especially for people who were looking forward to cybersecurity or maybe business analyst, etc. I only try to generalize and trust to make you like it. So this week is going to be hands-on challenge. Next week is going to be talking about more about roadmaps. So we've talked about AI, we talked about this and that. Next week would be me trying to show us word for word the videos we need to learn, watch, the texts and documents we need to read, and where we can gather free informations and paid informations as well. Well, anyways, it would be on permission of Ogawale as well, to also fall in line with the requirement for these meetups. But yes, if that is granted, I should try to create mostly free, where we could get free knowledge out there for us to move forward. So I'll try to do in various fields, not just in web development, not in back end or front end, but um, in other fields as well. So, hands-on challenge. Let's build something. So I love the talking. Last week, we did build a small application, and for what it was less effort, and we did something really. Um, I'd say I'm so happy to see, and also happy to be alive to witness moments like that where what could have been 1 week of coding and typing was what we just did on the prompt, and we did achieve a very, very good quality result in the shop kind of like website we created where people could order for burgers and pizzas and fried fish that almost cost a problem. So yeah, like I said, during my own time when we started learning, literally it could take us 1 week to do that. So this was what changed. Initially, when you have um, a web design project like that, as small as that, well, we could call it small, would first of all need to have meetings with the stakeholders, the CTO, the person who wants the business, our CTO, project managers, front-end designers, back-end designers, but back-end developer and front-end developer. Mind you, I said front-end designer, front-end developer, and back-end developer. And I believe we did talk about their various roles in week one. But I could rephrase. So front-end designer designed its website, does not code. Front-end developer codes the website, but does not handle the business logic. And the backend developer handles the business logic, persists records and storage, making sure you're logged in, even if you refresh the browser, and some other bits and bobs, like assessing your payments, approving it, making your payment approved, and all those bits. I'm trying to speak in layman terms as much as possible and not to go into more technicalities. So yeah, before now, we would have those meetings. We'll have sprints. The front end designer is going to take like 1 month to design the whole look and feel. Perhaps maybe if it's a small project, 1 week or 2 weeks. He's going to send it over to, well, it could be Q&A. It could also be the seniors and also the CTOs. The CTOs will also speak to other members of the stakeholders in his board, and on approval, it's going to go to the front-end developer that will code the look and feel of what the product designer has built. And then the back-end developer is going to implement the back-end logic. And that back and forth could take 1 to 2 months. But literally right now, we just did um, on our PC in less than 10 minutes on the previous call. So did it take anyone's job away? Well, no, it only makes life easier. Mostly the idea it was that would be using it as a build fast, launch fast prototype. The rise of these tools make us code more faster than we used to, and ship products more faster than we used to, understand the technicalities. So even a front-end designer could, instead of going through the process of designing what might be rejected, do a prototype, send the boss can interact before approving it. But doesn't mean that they're not companies who are doing without AI or ML. But I'd say in the current age and time we're at, a company or an individual doing without AI and ML, it's just like an individual who says he does not want to use a mobile phone because um it's it's mobile phones could be toxic and well, it could be, but depends on how you control it. So a lot of the talking, let's build. So um I will take this off a bit. If any of us downloaded the um VS Code I asked for, we could have an interactive session, which could also be a plus, especially for the session. Otherwise, I would look for a way to circumvent. So if you can indicate on the chat, please, if you did download the VS Code. Okay, lovely. Um, no one did. So um, this should be okay. Okay. Yep. Um, Treb can actually, is it Treb they call it, or I've forgotten the name. I think it's a Trey. Don't you? Maybe you mean Trey, Trae. Someone's chat sending a message on the chat. Um, Mohammed Ayomiku. Um, I don't know if you can unmute. Well, anyways, Treb editors. Oh, okay. It's a new one. We've got one called Treb edits. I'm just going to take a look, and it says it's a thing where we could use in building applications on our mobile phone. Isn't this lovely? Well, feel free to use it if you're convenient with it. I haven't used it before. Um, really can't say how it works, but yes, please feel free to. Anyways, I'll move on real quick with it then, since we are unable to um do that to download VS Code. Um, so what I'll do is I'll share my screen once more. Oh, okay. Go on, please, Borderless.
Yeah, so I think you could maybe just guide them to download the VS Code.
Okay, I could do. Um, do that now. So, what Windows? Sorry, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Yes, I believe. Is it showing? Is it shoot? Okay. It's showing where.
You're muted.
Oh, apologies. I think for some reason, uh, I wasn't sharing properly. Great. Now I'm very confident I'm sharing my screen. So what is Visual Studio Code? Visual Studio Code is a text editor by Microsoft. Well, bought by Microsoft, and it's completely free to use. So we've got text editors and we've got IDE. So these are all the types of text editors there is Sublime Text, there's Vim, there's Notepad++. I used Notepad++ and Vim during my time. Well, don't use Notepad. It's for note taking, not for writing code. Yes, and I also used brackets as well as Atom. Sublime Text as well before it was sold off. And yeah. Anyways, Visual Studio Code has stood the test of time. It's completely free and yeah, so it's safe to use. So if we can, it's the prompt I gave was Visual Studio Code literally on Google, and yeah, we should see download here, or we should see an option to download it on the first link. So literally, it's downloading from Mac OS. Um, yeah, so it's almost like just looking for your Mac version. Literally, so mine is Mac 2024, and yeah, 16 gig and all those bits. If it doesn't automatically give you one, you might have to select your version. But lucky for me, I do have mine right there. So it's downloading and installing. Well, I could try. I already have it though, so I doubt it would probably allow me to do that. So, well, basically it wouldn't. So because I already have it. So yeah, that's how we do it. Download. And when we do, um, literally we would see a screen like this, where we write code. So this is probably what I'm working on before the call, or write codes such as this one's. But literally, I'm gonna open it up just so we see, and I'm not trying to scare us with codes. Literally, just trying to show us how you know Visual Studio Code is and how um, we can write code with it. So literally, when you open it up, it shows some kind of like installation prompt. After installing, we get all of this nice screen. You should come to a point where we'll have this screen. Colors could be different, particularly, right? But yeah, it whatever color it is, it doesn't really matter. Right here is where we'd have the Explorer. We'll see the files we're working with alongside the folder, and we could also search, Git, and debug, all of those nice stuff. So usually would want to open a folder here. And yes, so it's would want to make new folder and perhaps call this my tech intro. Okay, well, basically, it's nicer if your folder doesn't have space. Well, nicer if it doesn't have space. So we'll open a folder. Well, trust we did open that correctly. 1 minute just to verify that we're golden. You can imagine my PC is running slow. Well, okay, I'll have to close it and reopen and open folder. Yeah, and check again. Okay, well, I would have to completely close it down this time. And open it works this time. Otherwise, I'll hang fire. Nope. Okay. Well, I might need to update it, perhaps. Hmm. Let's see if we can do an update. Apologies about this, guys. This is what we get as a developer. Look for a problem and solve it. And I'm not trying to justify the fact that Visual Studio Code is just being a pain. Okay. Well, I could start with closing some things. Maybe that could help make things a little faster. Okay, this is, let's see, one more time. One last time, I promise. Okay. I'll try to see if I can have a new installation. Okay, now this is looking promising. I'll just perhaps create a new folder. Yep. Okay. Well, so I needed to update it, and to be honest, that was a rude way of it telling me you need to update it because it wasn't working. Well, yeah. So literally, you could also face some challenge like this for yours. What I needed to do was to just um, update it, and that solved the problem. So basically, it looks like this, literally. When you open up, it asks you to select folders and also select files and all of those bits. So create a WordPress website normally by doing index.html. If you want to be a web developer, yeah, something like this is nice as a starter to say create a file called index.html and say hello world, for example, in review, and well, viewing the browser by double tapping, we can see the hello world. Usually it comes with pretext like such as this one where you've got the body, and then you can have heading 1 to something like this. And if I want to do something fancy, say P2, let's see. Well, that's one. We could also do L1 has A, and has yeah, something like this. We could also do something like this. And instead of Audi, we could use span, SPAN, and we could say, and remember, it's reveal in folder, right click to reveal in folder, double tap, and it shows us this nice things. But what we'd notice is I added this nice things here. There's a kind of like prerequisite needed by the browser. If you take it off, it still works, but well, you shouldn't take it off. anyways, because in the future you probably see the reason not to. So this sets kind of like a document type, so the browser understand what it's dealing with. So whenever it sees this, the browser sees doc type HTML. You see this HTML title with the name, with extension name .html. The browser knows to render it accordingly. Also, in terms of the language, the browser tries to say, oh, is this English or is this Spanish or is this Dutchese, to know how to properly translate the document if needed, and also position in terms of Arabic's websites where the content is usually from left to right and all of those bits. UTF-8 is encoding. Encoding is kind of like when the browser understands it's a .html document, it also has to know the type, the 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 UCI type it belongs to. So the UCI type is kind of like the text encoding. So the browser is asking, am I going to see some special characters like well, I don't know. You know, all of the special characters it just happens when you randomly type. Well, not them ones. I hope I could show us, but you could get something like a W that looks funny, an omega sign, and all of those things, which are part of, or maybe like a with the apostrophe, right? So the browser is asking, am I going to see as ACI, ACIL text, ACIL text or not? So, so UTF-8 tells it, well, you might see, but majority of it is going to be plain text. You're not going to see something strange. Now, viewports is responsiveness. So it's the website's going to be responsive, you know, on a mobile device, and this does the magic for us. If you don't want it to be responsive, you take it off. It's only going to have a PC or a desktop view. Document type is what we see on the top of the. I'll make this fun. I'll load this here on Chrome. I just copied and paste the link literally. So you see we have document as a title. And if we come back here to document, yeah, we can say my first website, just like that. We have this here. So we could play it with this. Literally, this it's streaming to YouTube. We could always watch it back and play it slower to see what we're doing. But these are the basics, right? And I'm able to do this more conveniently and understand how a lot of these things work because I played around with the foundation and the basics as well. So at least I'm hyping for AI and ML to facilitate workflow. Um, it's also crucial we'll play around with this as well. So what I'm going to do now is because we'll probably make this a wrap up quicker than possible. Is I would go to ChatGPT. I'll try to use ChatGPT literally, and I'll try to do it in a way where, in our inconvenience, we could also do. So, um, I would load ChatGPT up, and on the lecture slides, I have a guide for us to play around with in our inconvenience, like install, create a new folder, like install VS Code, create a new folder, open the folder. We've done that, right? We'll also create a new file named index.html, which we've done here. And I've also done all of these nice bits just to play around with it. We also need to go to step 5, which is paste the generated code there and open it in your browser. Well, we've written some, and in the next slide, we'll see the generated code we're talking about. Please let me know if you can see the slide, because I believe, okay, great. I believe it's not sharing the slide. Is it sharing the slide? Okay, I'll try to share again because I was supposed to show the slide and I wasn't confident that I was showing it. Great. So Great. So we've done all of the steps we followed. Installed VS Code, create a new folder, open the folder in VS Code, create a new file, name index.html. Why index? Why index? That's a research work I could leave for you guys, but for index is one of the first file the browser knows to look for if it's in a website. So we can have example about us .html, and I'll show us this in the future. We could also have something like contact us, but literally index is kind of like the first, and we're going to see it a lot because literally in a production grade code I'm building, we'll still have index as well. So well, not .html this time, but we could have index.php, tskx for TypeScript and all those bits. Well, because in a directory structure, if you have a folder here and you have several folder for, especially for software developers, I'll need to stop sharing and reshare because I think the thing is slow. Wait, chill. I think there was a way for me to share my screen all at once. I just realized. Oh, share entire screen. Great. So from developer's perspective, when you have a folder here and you have a lot of files and folders here, the first file a developer would want to look for is the index because it's the root. It's always the root. That's why we use index. It's always the root. It tells what is doing what and how the code is being wired up from ground up. Mostly it does, but some people don't use index for their roots, and it's just personal preference. But literally, in terms of standards, it's mostly index.html for your landing page. So we're going to paste this code. I'll drop it also at the end of the class, which is a prompt, a more detailed prompt, again, mostly to re-emphasize on what we did before. And we'll paste this. So it says, you're a web developer, create a simple, responsive one-page website using HTML, CSS, and little JavaScript. The website should be about. So if someone could give us like, we're trying to make it interactive, if someone could give us kind of like a text of what they'll probably want us to do with this on the chat. Do you have kind of like a business idea would want to place instead of, you know, this is what it looks like. This is what we're trying to achieve. You're a web developer. Well, we're going to paste this code in Cosa or ChatGPT, and we're going to replace topic or business name with these keywords. Well, we could, or if anyone has anything, I'll just wait for like 2 seconds. In the absence of that, I would go ahead to put something myself. Although can we have special preference towards this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would go for spot news or one for the guys. Sorry for this screen. Yes. So just replace the, well, if you come across the lecture slides and or watch the video and want to practice on your own to get a full understanding, just the idea is we want to replace that specific text with what we want and see how ChatGPT could do this for us. And I tried to write this code in a way where you don't have to have the pro version or the free version. Like literally, it could work on both the pro and the free. And if it doesn't, it might need some further tweaking, you know. But what it will do is it's going to provide a single index.html file for you that does everything it has to build a website for your specific needs. Now, again, if you transition into tech and you want to be a tech expert, be it a software developer or a cybersecurity specialist or expert or front-end developer or designer, don't miss the basics. This is only an introduction to, like I said, entice us and to join in tech. I'm going to be honest, I'm trying to sensitize everyone here to join tech or transition into tech or not make it really scary. And I believe one of the first ways there is seeing the potentials of things you could do. When you realize you could do certain things you never thought you could, and someone could point you towards it, and then you were able to do it. Now imagine if you get that pointing and then direction a lot more. If you get a lot more, it makes life a lot more fun. And in that thing you'd want to transition, in my opinion, it wouldn't be that difficult. When I was learning AI and ML, it was more like the world was against me. It was so difficult at start because I didn't understand what exploratory data analysis is and everything. But the moment I had that finger point towards, okay, start from here by Professor Deb Nashish, it was like eye opener for me. So it made me like it first before I worried about solving problems. And when I did like it, I went back to the basics. And I was like, oh, what is Keras? Oh, what is Python? Well, I could write Python at that point. It's a programming language. But it was what is Keras? What is Terraform? What is NumPy? Was MATLAB? And what was, Google Colab? What was all of those VMs we have? Well, not to digress. Basically, the point was enticing, liking, getting confused. Like I said, in week one, get confused by what you're learning. And when you get confused, out of curiosity, it's a human nature to want to ask why. And when we do ask why, the why always bring the solution to the problem we're faced with. Well, literally, if you could copy all of those things in Google I just put here and ask Google or GPT, why do we have this? It sprouts as curiosity, and curiosity brings more answers to perhaps where we could find interest. So I'm pasting what GPT gave me, literally. We'll also see that it does have the same doc type we spoke about, HTML head, and also it added up quite some few, some few things like link, and some text is written in green, and some text is written in different colors as well. Well, it's quite a lengthy one, as we can see. And also it included JavaScript, but all of this is in one file. So I've saved it, and I'll right click on it to see reveal and finder, and I'll open with my favorite browser, which everyone can work, perhaps this, and see we have another website created for us by it. Your daily dose of global sports stories, fact and fresh. Literally, we told it to create the sport news website, and well, while it tried, well, there could be some more work we could do to it, but literally, this isn't bad for a free version. So, well, for me, this is more than enough, especially the fact that I could tweak it to my own need and wants, and especially it's giving me kind of like a starter. You see, and it's also validating the forms as well. It's giving me like um, a a startup to create the website I want. So on your spare time, if you can, go through the my days, sorry, go through the what's it called? The slides and the videos, and try to go through what we do to get something more personalized for ourselves. So, like I said, you can say photography portfolio, fashion brand, spot news hub, portfolio for maybe your name, for example, um, portfolio for Ayodeji. Literally, we can do that. It's just about replacing this specific ones. And when we get the output, we'll paste it as we did in step 5. If we play the video back, we should be able to see it. So make it yours. It's the next on the slide, which is customize your creation, change colors. Well, you could tell it to, or you could do it yourself, literally. Um, and it's more about finding the colors. Like I could tell you what a color is, literally at the roots. You see here, the colors is always written in 6 characters with a pound sign in front of it. And you could always play with it, like literally. No one's gonna get hot for it spoiling or you know getting bad. Literally, it's all tests. Um, so when we probably sure we made quite a few change, then we can preview, save and preview it and see, yeah, we got different colors. Literally, that's what I meant by whereas the slide by this, you know, make it yours. Customize it. So another one you could play around with is you could do something like something specific like create a landing page for a mobile app called app name that helps users, and then you put the problem you want to solve. So app name and problem solve are the 2 things you probably might want to change in this prompt. App name would be my diet tracker, and the problem you want to solve is track your diet. So yeah, it could be as simple as this, and you'll be marveled by what we could actually get. Well, don't forget to always create your portfolio as much as possible as you go ahead. And literally, I think it was supposed to be an interactive one, but I was quite happy we are able to demonstrate something today regardless. And I also understand the weather might also be an issue, especially the season where there's a lot of flu as well. So as you can also hear from my voice, it's kind of like, yeah. So um, play around with the prompt is in my opinion. And when we do, remember to showcase your work. One of the first ways transitioning into tech is also by announcing it. And trust me, when we transition into it, a lot of people know, well, okay, nice. We're doing this now. Be it spectacular or not, we're actually doing something. And so if we could, when we create whatever we did, using the prompts and swapping the variables like illustrated, upload it on our social media profile if you feel convenient in doing that. And also talk about it as something you're happy about, and you connect with people as well. LinkedIn is the best place for starters. Twitter works, but I've not been able to personally use it as well, in terms of having a professional connection with people in my network or in my space. So yes, um, and literally that should be it. So, but one thing I'd request, most especially for um, my guys at the top, is for us to if we can make a post on LinkedIn, and give me a review about what we've learned so far, what you built. Well, if you build anything, or if you're planning on building something, or if you haven't built but will build, but especially have learned something, and I could get some review on LinkedIn, and you could tag me, and you could tag Borderless Tag Tech as well, or perhaps use the hashtag. I'll be so grateful for that as a request, and probably I'll stay on the line just in case we can do this, because literally that's it for this session. It's, it's supposed to be an interactive one, and which we did justice to. So next one should be a more detail towards the career paths, and also trying to bring out more resources. So next one is going to be resources, what to learn, what to try to understand, and also if you have got questions, we also attend to it as well. But for now, please, if you can have this, give this review, I'll be so grateful. While I still wait for a response, um, I'd also hand over the mic to Ogawale if he has any um, additional comments to make. Uh,
Yeah, good evening, everyone, once again. And thank you for this, Emeka. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't thank you enough. Okay, so please let's show emoticons to appreciate Emeka. Please, if we're here. Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, Peace. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I think let's have comments from people. I might want to take us back a little bit just to be sure that we got understanding of this class. So starting from the installation of VS Code. Do we have anybody here that was able to install VS Code? Please, let's unmute our mic. Let's talk. If you warrant us to take Emeka back to some of these things, I don't mind. I know we still have like 40 minutes to the end. So did anyone install VS Code, or did you try installing VS Code and you had a challenge? Yeah, Titila, can have mic.
Yeah, I installed it, but I couldn't create a folder on it. And I just have it installed on my Microsoft Edge. So other
Oh,
things that he wanted us to follow, I couldn't.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And I want us to be able to practicalize one or two things in here. So, Emeka, we're going to take you back a little bit just to ensure that we are able to get the website and we're able to post it on LinkedIn and tag you and the Borderless Tech, and also use the hashtag. So, after the VS Code, what were we supposed to do?
yeah, create a folder. It's in the step 4 or 3. Step 2. So let's go back a bit. Thank you again, List, for that wonderful comment. I truly appreciate it. So, like we saw, I did run into some issues as well creating the folder, and it's quite tricky. Um, but I'll show us 3 different ways we can create a folder and launch it. And also, since the video is going to be recorded, we can always go back to it. So the first and traditional way is Well, say for example, I'm in a MacBook, but it should be the same in um Windows as well. There should be an option to create a new folder normally in your computer. We'll give it a name, um, transition. We could add dash, we could add underscore, no special symbol, or we could just write in camel case. Um, so transition into tech, and then we could do one or two things. On Windows, if we hold the shift button and right click, we should see something like open with. It's not the same in Mac. Mac, you have to hold something like the option key to do that. Well, I just hope you're following. Um, so if that works, fine. If it doesn't, there is another alternative. The other alternative there is we're going to press the Command space key and wait for this one. We open terminal, and where we do, it's going to give us something like this. I'll clear the screen, and we'll type mkdir make directory, and then we'll enter transition into tech. And I'll give this 2. All right. Then when we click on enter, it's going to create a folder for us. Well, in Windows, it's called terminal. Is it called or command line? Or I think so. It's been years I use Windows, but it's pretty much the same. And it's just looking for it. Well,
So I'm going to slow you down a little bit because there are so many in here that are transiting into tech.
great.
So
Great.
before you take us into complex one.
Wait,
So
apologies.
yeah, that's fine. So Titilai, are you there? I want you to unmute your mic.
Yeah, man.
So first of all, can you create a folder, just a normal folder? Are you using Mac or Windows?
It's Windows.
So just create a folder anywhere in your system.
Yes, I've created it as you did.
Okay, that's fine. So
Are you able to right click and see open with something like open with VS Code?
Oh, okay. I didn't open it. I just clicked on it and it came into the thing. Okay.
Oh, okay. So if you navigate back and then on the folder right click and see if you'd see something like open with there should be an option for VS Code. If that doesn't work, we'll do it directly from here. We'll go to file. Well, I promise to show us
yeah, Emeka, hold on. Let's slow down for
I promise to show us 3 ways, but okay, we'll stick to the first way.
One is fine. As far as one works, we're good. Sorry, go on, Laia.
Yeah. So open with what now?
With
Open with
VS
Visual
Code.
Studio. Yeah. I've seen it. Yes. So select folder.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now on that Explorer, that outline.
Great. So it shows just like the folder name, just like we have here, does it?
Yes.
Okay. Thumbs up.
So what next do I do?
Great. So we can then right click on this space and we'll see new file. Because if we don't have a folder, we'll not be able to create a new file. So if you see new file, you click on it.
Yep.
Great. So click it. And then in the name, it should be different from what it looks like in yours. We should have something like index.html. So you type.
I should type
index.html.
Okay. We're done.
Great. So it should give you something fresh like we have on the screen. Can you confirm that?
Yes, it said generate code.
Oh,
Control.
Lovely. So, I would send the prompt on chat. You could copy it,
Yeah.
right, and just replicate exactly what I did and
Mm.
see if it turns out for us. So, um, I sent it on this chat. In the place where it says topic or business name, for example, feel free to so you copy the first one on the chat, this one's, and then you replace the place where it has the square brackets. Amount points, Sawale.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, so that's
I've
fine. Let's
copied
just
topic. Okay, yeah, I've copied that one and the topic underscore or
Yeah, so that
business.
so that topic underscore ORO business name
Mm-hmm,
will replace it shortly. So if you head over to chatgpt.com,
mm-hmm,
then we'll paste that. When we paste that, we're going to replace that topic underscore business name with what we want. So it's going to look like this. I'll do it real quick so you see as well. So go to chatgpt.com. That text I gave you, I'll paste it.
mm-hmm.
And after pasting it, this guy, I would try to replace it with something like fashion, or something like something unique to you, something you like.
Mm-hmm.
so what do you
Yes.
like? What's your interest?
Mm, careers development. Okay. Career
Career,
skills. So,
yeah,
What?
so put it in the career development, right?
all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine. Use it to replace the topic or business name.
Okay. So all of that thing is what I'm copying. You are a web developer.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
on chat
you just replace that topic of business name.
with okay. Career development. Yeah, I've put it and prompt it.
Great. Great. So it should generate some response for you similar to this ones we have here, where we have all of those nice codes. Is that the same?
Like, do you mind sharing your screen?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
I can.
great.
That might be useful for others on the call to see how she's working on it. Yep.
All right.
Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yep.
This is what I prompted it to do.
You're sharing the Copilot page.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
the Copilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're sharing.
So you should click on the first link, I think.
Are you seeing my?
You need to stop sharing and
Okay, let me stop sharing and share the.
yeah,
So,
the VS Code
okay,
page.
yeah, yeah.
She could share the Chat GPT page.
Okay.
I think she intended to share the Chat GPT page, but it's showing her Copilot because she probably might have searched for Copilot. I don't know.
I'm sharing my entire screen now, so you could see it.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Oh, lovely. So you want to visit ChatGPT instead?
I am in chat.
Yeah, that one. Great. You already have your code.
Yeah,
Great.
I already have it.
So it's
So
just to copy
I should
the
copy it.
the place in the note at the top, top right, you see, yeah,
Copy code.
yes.
Yes. Should I put it in here?
Yes, please. And
Right.
Control S.
Control S.
Yes. Control.
Did you delete the generate code, the one at the top?
No, it's just a placeholder text.
Oh, okay, it's just a placeholder. Okay.
Yeah. So
I should
Control S.
Control S.
Yes, great. Just to save it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to save it when we paste, right?
Okay.
So if you right click on the index.html,
Right.
yeah, and you see reveal in File Explorer. All right, then you could either double tap on it or open with your favorite browser, whichever one is. Yeah, you could use Chrome. I prefer
No,
Chrome.
Chrome is not.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just use Edge because my whatever is set on child whatever, so Chrome will always
It's all right.
complain.
It's all right.
Oh, so I have a website already.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Oh,
Well, we could use some more help in tweaking it, but that's one. We could also try a different prompt. But the idea is, you see, the output is quite different from what you have from mine, especially because what you provided it with, most especially. Yeah. Also, I'm also quite concerned about the spacing at the edge, and that could also be a product of the browser, in my
okay.
opinion, right? And
Yes, testing here.
yes.
Mm,
And the fun part is, even if you send me this, it's still going to look like probably this on my PC as well. But
okay.
the concept also might also be the fact that I'm using a pro version, so I
Mhm.
might get a lot more, than
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
yes. Another thing we could do is we could try the same prompts in Cloudy. So if you go to Google and search Cloudy AI,
Okay. Maybe.
just yeah, just to explore.
I Emeka, yeah, Claudia is fine.
All right.
I just also want us to
Go
look at
for others too.
exactly. We've got other
Yeah.
people, so let's have more people try their hands on it. I
All
think
right.
Titali has gotten a hang of
Mm,
it already.
thank you.
Yeah, Titali, I do remember to post your work. So, 1 minute. How is she expected to post this? Is it just take a snapshot?
Yes, take a screenshot, and I'll
Mhm.
give a kind of like a template here on the chat as well, which is, just a general template, what you built, what you learned, and it's something nice, something original as well. What surprised you? Feel free to tag me. So this is, if you could do it now,
Mhm.
perhaps it could, or what do you think, Sawali?
Yeah, that's fine. She could do it in the background while we're
Yeah.
trying to see if there's anybody else that's ready to share the screen again that wants to take a lead.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
All right.
thank you very
Talk
much.
to Yeah.
So
All right.
please let's appreciate this liar. Let's celebrate her. That was any other person wants to take a lead? You want to try your hands on it? At least if we have like 2 people, 3 people, then we're sure that we got value from this class. Any other person? Guys, I would advise you try your hands on it. That's the reality of tech, is the practical aspect, not just the theoretical. That's where you overcome the fear. You need to just try it out. Any other person? Are, are we all, did we all get it? Okay. I'm not seeing any other volunteer.
So,
You wanna say something, Titlaya?
yeah, I want to can I now customize this to my taste
Yeah.
for website?
Yeah, definitely. You can. For starters, right? It's more about when you finish that, it's taking screenshots of portions you'd
Mhm.
want to rework or want to adjust. So,
Mhm.
it's just prompting. You could screenshot the header section, for example, and say,
Mhm.
I want to polish this.
Mhm.
And that keyword polish is a very important key
Mhm.
text to
Mhm.
GPT, right? Say, I want to polish this section. I don't like this section. Or can you generate new section? So once you give it that, it give you a fresh response which you could copy and paste to your index.html like file like you did. And
Okay.
so you keep on tweaking it until you get a very good response. But trust me, there's so much more the pro version could do. And
Okay.
most especially if you feel like you'd want to get involved real good in these things. Yeah. So but the idea again is you see what it can do and you see that it can do something. Um just to mention it
Mhm.
still is vital to go towards the very beginner stage of it as well, but which you're aware of, to understand the nitty-gritties. But however, you see what it can do, and the more you learn how to prompt it, you might actually discover that you might not need to. Um, you might be that tech person who doesn't code but knows our onions very well and how to get stuff done, and
Mm.
that's one of the most important part of this the sessions we're having.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And also, there's more thing about putting it live. You could also prompt GPT, how do I put it on the server, make it accessible for everyone? You know, it's also a good topic which we didn't discuss as well. But yeah, it's not that difficult for a simple website, and there are a lot of guides out there. And ChatGPT could also give you a step-by-step guide. The most important thing is remember the persona. As you see the prompt I gave you,
Mm-hmm.
is you are a web developer now, not you, Chat GPT, you know,
Mm-hmm.
telling it it's so if you wanted to put it on a web server as to be accessible by everyone,
Mm-hmm.
the prompt should be something like um you would ask it to tell you as a beginner,
Mm-hmm.
or as like, sometimes I use in layman terms,
Mm-hmm.
or for someone who's or for a dummy, I put it that way as well. But what it does is it gives you step-by-step guide in case you get confused. You're like, oh, I don't understand step one. If you give
Mm-hmm.
it a screenshot, it will tell you click here. Now
Mm-hmm.
see this option. Now upload this. And so we now understanding expectations and how to speak to it, how to tweak it, which I reference to as prompt engineering in week 2 of this session. Thank you once again, Titi. Like, I feel really encouraged by your
Thank you.
efforts.
Thank
And
you. In short, I had to even run it on cloud AI, and it's brought me another concept about it. It even built it by itself without copying it to the thing.
oh yeah, Cloudy could be very helpful. And yes, so you'd see that Cloudy has more strength in writing codes than GPT.
GPT, yeah.
Yeah, because the one we did in the previous one but was by another model, which
Mm-hmm.
is 8, and trust me, it's worth the price. I think I use um Cursor. So if you're really interested, Cursor is like a browse, is like a a code editor just like Visual Studio Code, but
Mm-hmm.
it is specifically for writing codes, and it has a lot of strengths in that. And if you want something fancy that like what we did in last session, cost of
Mm-hmm.
it, best bets, £17,
Okay.
$20, but it's worth it. It's really
Okay.
worth it because if you was to build a website, you'd
Mm.
pay more than that, wouldn't you? So it's worth it.
Well,
So
thank you. I have my I have my reservation for coding because my of my district for mass, but this I really make it easy for me.
oh, lovely,
Mm.
lovely, lovely, lovely. So you have an interest for mathematics, do you?
No, that's what I'm saying. I can if I see somebody to prompt him, but because I had want to believe that it's a bit difficult when I'm prompted, I see that I get it. So that's why I always love to follow suit. I don't.
Yeah, it's well, if you're scared of mathematics, trust me, you could also get in other parts of tech that are less technical, like
Mhm.
less you have less, like we mentioned, the product designer, front end designer, and what you just did is called the front end development. All
Okay.
right. So you translated an idea or a design or a specification into code, right?
Okay.
But it's not it doesn't have a lot of mathematics in it
I
or a lot
know.
of complexes.
Mm.
right? And it, trust me, front-end developer, back-end developer, product designer, they're all paid almost the same hierarchy depending on skill set and proficiency. Meaning a back-end developer will earn as high as a front-end developer will. That the back-end guys are the ones that does the mathematics and business.
Mathematics. Okay.
We are and almost the same in kind of like senior roles, mid-level and junior, in any given organization. It's more of the proficiency. All right, thank you once
Thank you
again.
so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyone got any questions? Again, I saw someone raise their hands. Forgot the name. Was it? Oh my days, I missed the name.
No
But
problem. That's fine. I think at the absence of any other question, we might want to end early today.
Okay.
I thought I had a sound. Okay, I think that's from Titulai.
No, it's for me. Although I would love to have access to the slides too.
yes, I would make sure to share it as well.
Thank you
Are
so
you
much.
are you in the group, Titulai, in the WhatsApp group?
Borderless, yes.
Yeah, so the slide will be shared there. That's
Thank you.
okay. So Udoka's is hands up. Udoka, over to you. Udoka, are you there? In case
Yeah,
you're
I'm
speaking.
here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm having a bit challenge. Because I created a folder just as you said, but when there's no option for me to open with, rather when I right click, I get open in terminal instead, and I get stuck.
Okay. So if you share your screen, if you can, I could walk you through.
Okay, let me see. Not sure exactly how to do that. I'm seeing option to show my full video to others is not active. So, oh,
Are you having challenge sharing your screen?
I think I'm almost there. I think I have a lot of tabs and okay, entire screen. Okay, let me
Yeah,
put
that's usually the easiest.
okay.
Though it might expose you to people
Yeah.
seeing, but it's always the easiest. If you don't have, you can close up anything you don't want people to see, just close them up before you share. Okay, so we can see your screen now, that's fine.
Okay. So like this. So this is what I get. Open with terminal, no open with
Yeah,
but I get open with terminal instead.
the place it says show more options.
I tried it in
And yeah, it's a tricky one, but it's always somewhere.
Have you launched your VS Code initially? I think let's start
yeah, I
from there.
downloaded it just
Did you run it after downloading it? Like have you opened it up
yeah.
your VS Code?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
to, yeah.
If
You want to yeah, go ahead.
all right. If he goes back to the folder
Okay.
and before you right click, press the shift key
Okay.
and then right click. The shift key and right click.
Oh.
No. Okay, that's showing us show more options. Okay, Udoka, I would show you two ways to do this.
Okay.
Or should I stick to one, Salary?
No, wait a minute. Udoka, go to file on your VS Code.
You said?
Go back to your VS Code.
Okay.
Click on file.
On file. Where do I see that? It's my first time of using this.
Top
Top
right.
left
Top
corner.
left.
Left.
Left. Okay.
So click on open folder. So click on that arrow now.
Okay.
Select folder. So that's it. So I think the next thing is for you to create a new file.
Yeah. At the left, right click on the folder, please. Yeah, just a bit down. No, not on the top. Yeah, yes, right. No, just where your cursor was before. Down a bit. Yes, so right click there. Yeah, new file. Yeah, the index.html. Yes, enter. Great. So the code is still on the chat if you'd want to grab it and replace the prompt. If you go on the Google Meet
Okay.
on the chat, there is yeah, that's yeah on the chat. Yeah. So if you go top up a bit, if you scroll up, yeah. So that place that says you are a web developer, you copy. No, you passed it.
Oh.
Yeah. So you copy all of that.
Okay. All of this.
Yes. Yeah. Down to no up a bit up down to beginners. Yes, that way.
Okay.
Yeah. If you copied it and then we'll go to ChatGPT.
Oh. Okay. I created some code today.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I was
Lovely.
trying to do the last assignment you give on the.
Oh, lovely.
What
Lovely.
was this? Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
allow
Allow.
the
Okay.
just so you could get that minimized. That's what it's saying.
Okay.
So yeah, you could do that, or you could just usually it's good to start a new chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is what I did earlier.
lovely. It will be nice as well for you to share this as well, and please remember to tag me as well when you do
Okay.
share the outputs. Great. So start a new chat because of
Okay.
the concept of no, you start a new chat just at the top left. No, at the top left.
Oh, okay. Start a new shot. Okay.
Yeah, because of the concept of
Yeah,
context.
yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So wait, you replace topic or business name with part of the few options we have on the charts, which is portfolio, fashion brand, sport news, or something personal, something you like to. What business or website would you like to create at this point?
Well, okay. Let me see. Maybe I should use what I use initially. But, is that okay?
Yes, looks good. So if you click on send, Yes, so we'll scroll up and we'll copy the code. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No, you see the place where it says you could just copy all at once
No.
and then it says yeah, copy code. Yes.
Okay.
Great. And then
Go back to
yes. And then paste and Control S to save. Yes, and then we'll right click on the index.html to open in the folder.
click.
Right click on index.html. Yes. Yes, and you see reveal in File Explorer.
Okay.
Yes, and then if we double click it, well, you choose your browser. And then if we scroll, well, we missed some images. So we could reprompt this. Well, I wonder why I did miss some image, but we could reprompt it to tell it the images are not working. Let's see.
Okay.
So if you go back to ChatGPT and say some images are not showing. Some images are not showing, yeah. And I know exactly why the images aren't showing. Well, it's due to medical being being a problem, but then again it would say some images aren't working, but in terms of images right access, if he's using Upsplash.
Okay. So I should copy this one now.
Yes. But before you do, go
Mhm.
scroll down a bit. Just so just down. Just all the way down, please. You could, yeah, just keep scrolling down. There's something I'm looking out for, that it's giving you the full code and not just bits and pieces.
Okay.
Right. So I think it is. So if you copy the code and replace with what we have, so let's see if it did justice. And you would want to Control A to select all, then Control V, yeah, then Control S to save. So you just copied, replace. That's what we
Yeah.
did. Yeah. So right click, yeah, reveal in File Explorer, and double tap. Okay, we're still having the same image thingy. Here's what we could do. Like I said, it's probably due to the fact that it's
Medical.
yeah. So these are kind of the things where it wouldn't tell you, but under the hood, right?
Yeah. But is it something that one can generate his own images and replace?
Yes, you can. You can
Okay.
do that. I could walk you through that, but still depends on the time left.
No, I'm not talking about now. I just want to know if it's possible.
Yeah, of course, you can always
Okay.
replace them. But at least even the previous one we had gave us a glimpse that it's
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
So I believe Cloudy might be more less strict than ChatGPT. So it's also worth trying with Cloudy as well. So in terms of GPT, it could be strict as this, and also for the free version, it could be quite strict in terms of this. But if you tell it to just use image placeholders, you see it's going to put the placeholder image that does not depict anything medical term, and it's going to do that perfectly fine. For reference towards that, since we still got some time, and in the absence of anyone having a question, you could just do that. Go to the chat. If we do it real quick, tell it to replace all images with placeholders. Yes, just on the chat. Yeah, say
Okay.
replace all image with placeholders. Great. So we want to copy and paste. Control S. You're already a pro at this. At this point, I don't even need to tell you what to do. Okay, so if we scroll down, strange. So that leads us to that particularly might not be the problem, but we sure we're saving this.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we go back to the VS Code real quick, I promise I won't take much time. Yeah, just scroll up a bit for me, please. Up a bit, just up as much as you can. Yes, so the place where it says placeholder.com, and right, if you scroll by the right, or you close the chat, the thing where it says chat. No, there's an X, yeah, that one. So if we take those question mark text is equals to medical plus max off, those kind of like thing. Yeah, just where you're on line 208, for example.
208.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see where it says, if you go down a bit to the right, you see where it says text is equals to question mark text is equals to medical plus max, text is equals to glows, text is
Okay,
equals
yeah.
yeah, so it's still adding it, isn't it? So it's still adding those terms.
Yeah, see, I didn't do, yeah, exactly.
So if we take from that question mark all the way down to mask, for example, question mark all the way down to gloves. So just do it for 208 first.
Okay.
Yeah, just remove the, if you delete, yeah, from there.
The mask.
Yes, down to the question mark. Yeah. So
The question mark?
Yes, including the question mark. Yes, I believe that should work.
Yeah.
Well, just for that one, anyways, so we know.
Okay, let me save it and see.
So if we go down to that medical max part, well, it didn't.
So it won't work. If you go back to VS Code. So it's, if you look at it, image source says it's trying to get the image from a URL called via.placeholder.com.
Yes.
And via.placeholder.com does not exist. So it's just a placeholder.
Okay. You know what? So sorry for that foresight. There is a website called placeholder.com. So that's the reason why I was confident. It's I don't know if it's it's placeold.com.co, right? So apologies for that. I think yes, you're very correct. So this is what we could do. I sent something on the chat. All right. So if you replace via, sorry, I just want this to work one time.
Okay.
Wouldn't exceed 2 minutes. So replace that, yeah, remove the M, yes, and remove the via. No, yes, then remove the via, the via dot. Yes. Yes, and save again. Also confident that it was the actual one. So if you press Ctrl S.
I've done that.
Yes, and then try to view again. If it doesn't work, I'll hang fire this time. Okay, great. Thank you, Ogawali, for calling my attention to that. I got carried away. So yes, it's just some boxes as a placeholder where we could actually upload images. But I bet that the free version could come with all of these things where like you'd see it would probably need to have a more grounded understanding, like Ogarale does, about how things work. So it's we knowing how to prompt it, one, and yeah, we also being able to control it as well could be
Okay.
yeah. So you see what it was trying to do, but
Yeah.
then it was getting the wrong placeholder image, and because probably it was free, it didn't bother to check more if the links was working or not.
Or not.
Yeah, so at this time it's much more easier to instruct it that oh the other placeholder link doesn't work, and it knows what to do since
To
we've
do.
fixed for him for it. Yeah. But you see the ones I generated with my pro version for this
Yeah.
up, it was colorful, it had real image, and that was specifically because I'm using the paid version, and I also use it for work as well. And yeah, so it's what having the pro version, just to say it's not a waste of money. It's been so
Mm,
helpful. So yes. Ogawale, I would I don't know, do you have any other questions or
no, 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 no. I'm all good.
okay,
Thank you so
just I
much.
shared mine on the group chats. It would be nice if you could also share something you've learned as well as just give me a thumbs up on LinkedIn, anyone as well who's willing to. I'll be so much happy to connect with you in the future. If you're in the UK, like I said, I'm having a talk in Lemonton Spa as well, um, on the 6th of November. We'll be talking things more technical, but this time more about AI and ML. We'll be also happy to meet you guys in person if you'd be interested. I'll drop back to Ogawali now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for the emoticons. Thank you, thank you. Emeka, please share the flyer for your event, your speaking event in the WhatsApp group. Let's see if it's something we could come to support with you or support you with. So thank you everyone for joining. We've spent 5 minutes yet. At least it's not bad. At least we got value. Thank you for our contributors, Tutulayo, Udoka. Thank you, thank you. Would love to see you tag us. I've also shared the social media links. So please, if you've not followed us, follow us, follow us, follow us. Thank you guys. Thank you. To this is the third class. The last class will be next week. The last class would be next week. So let's just endure to be a part of it. Let's ensure to be a part of it so that we can round up in grand style. As I had said earlier, if you're interested in teaching with us, I'm going to share that. If you look at the charts, I'm dropping in some links there. So please just pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. If you're interested in getting mentorship, pick it up. I still see someone trying to join the call at this time. I've added or him. The class is rounding up already. Vunia, I see you just joined us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording now. Well, let me just stop the recording. The link is going to be shared. The link is going to be shared in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please signify before we close the meeting for today. I would expect every one of us